Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So this is a 2-for-1 video. I'm going to talk about a set of irons that I've had for about a year, and I absolutely love, and also a course design that we just finished. My son designed it with my help, my input. A course that I grew up on, Pilgrim's Harbor, and it's located in Wallingford, Connecticut, now called Tradition. But my father was the head pro there back in the mid-70s into the 80s. And, I spent my summers on the course playing golf every day. I was cutting the fairways on the F10s and changing pins and raking traps. A lot of great memories. So that's part one. It's designed on GSPro. He did a great job with it, so I'm really happy about it. And also, these irons. I've had these irons for about a year, and they are the Takomo 201. They're forged, they're soft, they feel great. They're about half the price as a traditional set of forged irons, big, brand names, and they are quality. There's a lot of talk right now about Takomo. They're using golf influencers such as Brian Bros, Luke Kwan, Busta Jack, and most recently, Grant Horvat, who is bigger than life right now when it comes to golf creators. So we'll show you what the course looks like and at the same time, how the irons perform. I have it set to par 3 only. So we're going to play short distances, irons only, and see how it goes. All right? Hope you enjoy. Okay, I'm going to start off just hitting a couple of shots on the range. And this is the range that I remember very well. Growing up, hitting drives into those woods, great times. These irons feel so good. So I have it set at par 3s, and on GSPro, you can play every hole as a par 3 hole. So it's dropped us at about 130 yards. So I'm just going to swing an easy 9-iron, and it puts you in the fairway. So every shot will be in the fairway, unless we're on an actual par 3 and we'll be on the tee box. And this is the first hole at Pilgrim's Harbor. Pretty good, a little short. Now, the loft on these are not quite as strong as the 101s. So you're not going to get as much distance as you will with the 101s. This is more of a player's iron, more workability, a little bit less forgiveness. But they are forged, so the feel is fantastic. It's got that soft, buttery feel at impact. I'm going to show you now the launch monitor status on where the ball was struck and how it performed. So as you can see on that shot, carried it 114, total distance 122, and that was with the rollout. You can see the club speed, ball speed, face to path, 2 degrees out to in, and those are the results. Decent strike, a little bit towards the heel, but still performed pretty well. So it does have some forgiveness. All right, so we're playing about 140 now, and I'm going to hit the 8-iron. Okay, let's take a look at the launch monitor. Okay, so this one was more towards the heel a little bit thin, but you can see it carried at 121, 128 total, just about 80 miles an hour at the club speed. 580 side spin, 7,700 backspin. I was pretty open, 7.5. Still, the forgiveness got me to the green without flushing it. So overall, I would take that any day with a miss like that. So let's hit an easy 7-iron here at 145. And this is the 4th hole. Okay, so I pulled that one left or off the green. So here is a Takomo Skyforger, 56 degree, and we'll see how this one does out of the rough. All right, 165. So this is the original front 9 that we're playing right now. This is the 5th hole at the clubhouse. When it was originally 9, the turn was to go from the 5th to the 6th, which is across the street, and it runs along I-91. And Wallingford is between New Haven and Hartford. So after this, we'll head to the 6th hole, and I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, let's try to get this one close. Give me a good kick. All right, not bad. Let's take a look at it. That was a miss too. So as you can see, now that was a 6-iron, 81 miles an hour with the club, carried it just under 160, got 181 with the rollout. Now keep in mind, GSPro numbers are going to be slightly different than the launch monitor. You're going to get the raw numbers from the launch monitor, and GSPro just takes that and translates it into the game. So it's pretty decent. Face to path was open, 3 degrees, out to in slightly, a little more heely again. So it wasn't a great strike, but still performed very well. All right, the 6th hole, they've put us under a tree. There's 91 on the right. This is a par 5 from the tees, and we're about 140 out, and I have the 8-iron. Felt good. Okay, so that felt really good. I hit it dead center. Let's take a look at the launch monitor. So I hit it in the sweet spot. I was a little bit out to end, 4 degrees, and face was open, 4 degrees. Launch angle at 21. Got some decent height, 77. So again, performed well, even though my path was not the greatest. We still carried it just under 140 and got to the pin. So I'm happy with that. Okay, what do we have for distance here? 113. Let's turn off UI. And this is the 7th hole. Which is also a par 4 from the tees. That's a little left. Not bad. That was a pretty good strike. Let's check it out. Hit that one on the money, dead center. Swing path was better, and the face just slightly closed. Good results. So we're on the 9th hole. It's dropped us at 165 from the pin. So the game improvement irons are going to give you obviously more distance. They have a thicker top line. They're bulkier. This is the 5-iron. The profile, it's much smaller, much more compact. I just want to show you something really quick here. And I'm going to line these up. And what you're looking at here is, forget the Takomo 101s. I have those too, but I want to show you something, especially if you're a new player and you hear how great these irons are, and they are. If you're a decent ball striker, you're going to love the irons. But if you're brand new and you're a high handicapper, you might get frustrated really quick because they're not easy to hit. The 5 iron, the 4 iron, you're 180 yards out, 200 yards out, and you're playing a ping or a TaylorMade P790 or a game improvement iron that has a lot of bulk to it, a thicker top line, stronger lofted. You're going to be disappointed because if you hit this 5 iron off the toe on the Ping G430, you're still going to get out there. You're not going anywhere. You're missing the ball with this one. Look at the difference. I mean, it's not even close. So I just want you to be aware, if you're really considering Takomo, just really think about it first. 4 iron, 5 iron, 6 iron, it's a little more difficult. Now, as you can see, the sole of the club, look at the difference in thickness. So let's hit this 5 iron, playing about 180, and see how we do. And I struck it pretty well. So numbers are great. 1 degree, 0.3, carried at 147. I didn't get the distance. I mean, I'm 56 years old, so I don't have the power I used to. But imagine if I hit that off the toe, or if it was a little heely, now I'm carrying it 120 or not even 110. They're not easy to hit. The 5 iron, 6 iron, not easy to hit. I just want you to be aware of that. Now let's go back and take that same shot with the Ping. And I'm going to hit the 5 iron. And keep in mind, this is more for new players. It wasn't the greatest. I just got on the green. Now I'll show you what I'm talking about. As you can see, it was more towards the toe, a little bit thin. Swing path was decent. It was a little bit open with the club face, but we carried it 170 and we got 190 total. Now those are raw numbers. What you're seeing on GSPro is GSPro. It's the game. It's because we were 16 yards up. But if you look at the spin numbers, it's an exact match to what GSPro is giving us. Let's go to the 12th hole. Okay, 12th hole. This is a par 3 and we're at 96 yards. This is their signature hole. Did a really nice job on it. Okay, let's hit a wedge. All right, that was good. Let's take a look at that one. Left the face open a little bit, but results were good. Let's play one more. So this is the 14th hole, and it's dropped us at 118. So that was hit thin. Ball speed at 83, carried at 101, hit pretty thin. That was a 9 iron. Again, swinging pretty easy, and you can see the backspin at 7,700. So hitting the wedge, 9, 8, even the 7, pretty forgiving. Once you get down into the 6, 5, and 4, you got to be a pretty decent ball striker. That's how I feel about them. Now the 101s, even the Takomo 101, you can see the difference in the 101 to the 201. Takomo's making the news in the YouTube scene. I've been playing Takomo for over a year now. I have the 101s, I have the 201s. Great clubs, but keep in mind, if you're new to the game, or if you're a higher handicap and you think that you're going to be able to hit them without an issue, the 201s are not easy to hit. The pitching wedge, the 9, the 8, the 7, there's some forgiveness. But if you're 200 yards out, or you're 180, 170, you're not a great ball striker yet. You're not gonna hit these as well as you would with a game improvement iron. So just because Grant Horvat is playing the 201s, there's a lot of hype right now about these irons. They're not easy to hit. I showed you what happens with a miss on a 201 5-iron versus a Ping G430, which is more of a game improvement iron. You're going to get your distance out of the Ping. Whereas the Takomo, yeah, it's half the price, but I just want you to be aware that, think about it before you make the decision to jump into them. You might want to look at the 101s or even the 101Ts. They're a little bit more forgiving than the 201. That's just my 2 cents. So thanks for watching. Hope this was informative for you. Takomo, great stuff. They're doing a heck of a job. I'm real happy with the irons. I do bounce around. I play with a couple of different sets. Sometimes I mix them up. I love the pitching wedge, the 9 and the 8. If you saw my video with the Takomo 201, the 8-iron, first swing I ever took with it, here, I got a hole-in-one on the sim. That was something. So I do like those. When you get into the lower irons, I'll be honest, I don't hit the 4-iron ever. Not much with the 5-iron either. Just keep in mind, if you're making a decision to go with Takomo and you're new to golf, you're a higher handicap player, you might want to look at the 101 before jumping into the 201. That's going to do it, guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.